Module 4, Practice Exercise 3-2, Joe Cerrone, Advanced AutoCAD. We're going to work on this mesh lab right here. It's taken from Chapter 3 of our textbook. And in Chapter 3, we're going to be working with these different mesh objects, converting 2D objects to meshes, which is essentially surfaces. When we start looking at older AutoCAD books, the Surf Tab 1 and Surf Tab 2 are settings that we used to use for ruled surfaces prior to solid modeling. So we're going to open Practice Exercise 3-2. We can locate that file right here, and we'll download that and open it. And so what they've done is they've given us some geometry with some basic two-dimensional geometry in model space. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up the Surf Tab settings. So we're going to type Surf Tab 1 and we'll make that 24, and Surf Tab 2. And so you just go here and you can just click Surf Tab. You can check Surf Tab 1 and we'll make that 24. Enter. Surf Tab 2, we'll make that 24 as well. Change the visual style to conceptual, and we're not going to see anything yet until we actually start to model some of these. And then it says using the two arcs and the lines in the X direction, create an edge surface. So these would be my two arcs right here. And it wants us to create an edge surface. And so here's our surfaces right here. And so here's a revolve surface. Here's an edge surface. A ruled surface. And a tabulated surface. And so if we're going to use the two arcs, we would use these two arcs and we would say edge surface. We select this, and you want to select them on the same sides or they'll twist. Let's try that again. And I'm in revolve. I needed to use edge surface. So here's edge surface 1. Here's edge surface 2. Hit enter. Resuming, so we're going to go with, I'm going to use ruled surface on this one. And so we'll say ruled surface. And then if I select here and here, that's our ruled surface. And we can also hit enter. We can also put that surface between this arc here and this line here as a ruled surface, I believe. And so we should be able to surface that element there and then orbit, shift middle mouse wheel. To apply these different surfaces. And then we can also work on putting on using the circular direction. We can work on an edge surface, and we can also work on a tabulated surface. So let's see if we can give this a try here. So we should be able to get a revolved surface about this axis right here. So if we say revolve surface, and then we'll give it an axis of revolution right here. Starting angle will be 0, ending angle will be 360, and so that worked out just fine. And then these appear to be extruded along this path, and so we should be able to we can use the tabulated surface, and we'll select these. And then our direction vector, and hit enter. And it appears it's going to want me to do these with the other lines as well. And so let's see if we can get that to work. And so we say tabulate surface, and then let's see if we can get one of those lines. And I can't quite get that with this visual style, so I'm going to work with this in a 2D wireframe. And actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just make a layer and put those on a layer and turn that off. And so we'll say layer. And then what I'll do is I'll click on this and put it on the off layer. And then we'll do the same for the other ones. And then we'll turn that layer back on. And we'll apply our visual style. And that completes practice exercise 3-2. We'll put that onto a title block. You can right click on the layout from template. We'll double click in the viewport, view, zoom all. We'll grab an isometric view of that. We'll add a visual style, shaded with edges. If you want that to be a different color, you can make the layer a different color. You can just say layer. And I believe since this one was on that layer, I have to change that layer to that green color also. Close enough. Alrighty, that completes this lab exercise 3-2.